Okay, we are going to be doing the CICO Student Progress Report. This is an optional report, but it will help you with information for your team meetings when you're talking about a student specifically. So when you get your form out, you want to first duplicate it so you're not writing over your master. Okay, and then you will want to, let me get this out of the way. You're going to rename it. You might want to give it the student's name. I don't know who it's going to be yet, so we're just going to call it, today is 10/7. We'll call it that, and then I can add the student name later. Okay, so we're looking at students for last month. So we're going to pick a student who is a red flag student who looks like they're going to need some extra support. So I go to Swiss and I'm going to go to my CICO reports. This is a demo account, so this isn't actual student data. So it's not violating anyone's privacy. So I'm going to go ahead and go through my drill down like I did on the last worksheet. Excuse me. I just ate lunch. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the month of September because we're going to have our team meeting tomorrow, and I want to be ready with some data. They had asked me to get data on this student, or to pick a student to get data on. So I don't need to worry about this because I already did it in my other report, but this will help me get to the rest of my reports so that I understand it better. So we're going to do average daily points for last month, September 1st to September 30th. I want to show values on the graph, so I'm going to generate. Okay, so I want to look for students who have been in several days and are just not doing well. Here's Chris Black. He's been in 21 days and he's at 57%. I have Brian Bender, who's been in 18 days and he's at 47. So let's take him. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next CICO report. Student count. Remember, you have to change the date every time or it's going to change your data. Change the date or change your data. There you go. There's my new slogan. So his last name was Bender, and it's Brian. And I'm going to generate this one. I'm going to put his name up here. Okay, and the date range is 9/1/22 to 9/30/22. Possible data days. Now, the possible data days are down here. These are days he could have been in school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 days. That's also back here too. So, is it? No, it's not. Wait, Brian Bender. No, he only has 18 days of data, so you got to be careful with that. Okay, so 22 possible days of data. Okay, his start date was here, 9/05. So we started on 9/1, so this would be 9/1, 9/1. Okay, his actual days with data are the dots. So we're going to count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So he has 18 days with data. His goal is 80%. His average daily points, we can go back here. His average daily points are 47%. Okay, and now let's look at his period report so that we can see where he's having the most success and where he's having the most trouble. Change the date or change your data. That's going to get annoying, isn't it? Okay. Show values on the graph, generate. Okay, so his best period is second period. So we're going to put period 2. His challenging period is period 1. And we're going to find out what the expectation is. So I'm going to put a slash here and we'll find out in a minute what the expectation is. Okay. I have to change the formatting on this one because that 2 is in the wrong place. All right. So now we're going to look at his majors and minors within this date range. So, okay, here we go. So we go back to the student count one, and here's the referrals. So major ODRs, generate. Okay, you'll see he has 0 ODRs in that date range. You could actually tell from the main screen because, let me show you. There were no blue bars sticking up, but this is how you would check for each of the kinds of referrals if he did have blue bars. Okay, so he had 0 and 0. So that's a good thing. Even though he's struggling, he's not getting ODRs. Okay, and then his referral data, this is actually not a good student to pick because he doesn't have any referral data. Let's go ahead. I want to show you how to do that. So let's pick another student that does have referral data. Let's see. Let's pick Carly. So same dates. Let's see if Carly has anything. Oops, search. Okay, Carly. Yep, she does. Okay, so you would, so then we would do her, pretend that this is Brian's data, just for the sake of argument. Okay, so all the referrals. Oh, she has a lot. Okay, she's a good one, actually. I should have done her first, but we'll pretend this is Brian's data. Okay, so how many majors she has? Now remember, your ODR count is over here. I'm looking at majors. This is the ODR count over here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6. 5 and 6 is 11. And 12, 13, 14. So she has 14 majors. Okay, and now let's look at her minors. She has 2 minors. Or he has 2 minors. We're pretending it's his data. Now we're going to look at, we're going to look at the year-to-date totals. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Swiss. And we're going to do a drill down. This is an old drill down that I did in a different attempt. Okay, before I changed the form was hard to follow. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just follow this through. So I'm going to first look for the student name. Let's see, by student. Okay. And, oh, I need it in this year. Let me do that again. It defaults to this year, but I had deleted it because I was looking at previous data and it just wasn't working. Okay, so it's this year. We're going to go by student, and I'm going to show you how to save this template, because if it's a template you're going to use over and over again, you don't want to have to go through all these steps every single time. You'll just want to change your variable data like the student's name. Okay, so you want to find the student, and her name was Carly. Think of Carly. Carly Dubois. Okay, I'm going to generate. Okay, so we want to know how many referrals she has. So let's go ahead down here and we're going to look by referral type. So she has 2 minors and 14 majors. These are going to be pretty similar because this is year to date. So if it was a few months down the line, these numbers might be different from these. Okay, referrals by, okay, so I want to now put referrals in here. and I'm going to have to do the majors, and then I can do minors then after that. So let's do majors because that's the big problem right now. So we're going to generate for majors. There's our majors. And I want to see it by problem behavior. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go to problem behavior. Okay, lots of defiance. So that is her main issue is defiance. Oops. And I could put 6 in there just so I know they're not all for defiance. Okay, referrals by time. So I'm going to go ahead and do problem behavior, defiance. All right, now I want to do it by time. Let's see, by time of day. Okay, so we said that her second period class was fine, but her challenge was in first period. So let's say that her first period is from 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning. Okay, so I want to put time of day. Is that right? Yeah. Time is up here. I forget it's with date. Okay, so I want to do a time range. So we said 7:30 to 8:30 is when her first period class is. So we're going to generate that. Okay, and then, let's see. Let's make a note of it. 7:30 to 8:30, she has 4 referrals. Now let's find out the motivation for those referrals. Avoiding task. Okay, so our first period challenge is avoiding tasks. Okay, and now you can use this to write your summary notes. You would just say, Brian Bender has been in CICO starting September 1st. He had 18 days with data. His goal was 80%, 47% of his, he was earning only 47% of his average daily points. The period that he has the most success in is period 2. The period where he has the least success is period 1. He tends to avoid task. And then you can go ahead and list all this stuff in your summary notes if you want to. Now, if you want to do a plan change, you could add some supports with the first period teacher. Perhaps she has trouble in the morning at home and comes to school, mad or tired or whatever and doesn't want to do anything. Might be a simple plan change by just doing a little prep with her before she comes in the room. Have everybody else go in the door, hold her outside, and just, remind her when you come inside, these are the things that I need for you to do. What happens if you do them? Have her answer it. What happens if you don't do them? What do you think you're going to do? So, and then prep her and then send her it and see if that could be your plan change. Anyway, so that is how you do the CICO Student Progress Report.